Hi friends, and welcome back to another Flying Dawn Marie adventure. Spring is upon us here in Yosemite, and so many people have been asking if this is the best season to visit the park. Well, I travel inside Yosemite every month of the year, so this week I'm going to be sharing the best reasons to visit Yosemite National Park in every season, spring, summer, winter, or fall. Come join me. I might be a bit biased, but I think Yosemite is worth a visit year-round. However, since we're currently in spring, let's talk about why a spring visit to Yosemite is amazing. First and foremost, I think we have to start with the waterfalls, because so many of Yosemite's incredible waterfalls are fed by the winter snowmelt as the temperatures begin to warm and the days get longer in April and May. The waterfalls really start flowing here. Yosemite Falls is one of the tallest waterfalls in North America, and it often peaks in late May or early June, with the lower falls raging so fully in spring that if you walk across the footbridge, you'll get absolutely soaked with water. But by early fall, this towering waterfall can dry to a trickle, so spring is the perfect time to visit this spot. Yosemite is also home to the longest single-drop waterfall in North America, Ribbon Fall. But the only time of year to see this waterfall truly flowing is in the spring months. Bridal Veil Fall is another one of Yosemite's famous waterfalls, which can be seen roaring in the spring months. It's a short, paved, and family-friendly hike to the base of this waterfall, but by late summer to winter, this waterfall can dry to a trickle as well. Now, I do have a full blog post on flyingdawnmarie.com and a YouTube video dedicated to Yosemite waterfalls, highlighting over 20 of my favorite waterfalls found inside the park, all of which are flowing fantastic each spring. But the waterfalls aren't the only reason to visit Yosemite in the spring months. In March, April, and early May, you can enjoy Yosemite's shoulder season without the massive summer crowds at Yosemite's most popular viewpoints. And you can also skip the long lines waiting to drive into the park. But before we go and say that spring is the best time to visit the park, it's important to note a few of my favorite areas in Yosemite National Park are typically closed until May or June. So in the spring months, you won't be able to view any of the park highlights easily along Tioga Road or Glacier Point Road, as these drives are often closed from late fall to the early summer months, and typically covered in snow during the spring. So that leads us to the best reason to visit Yosemite in the summer months. While Yosemite is often most busy and filled with park visitors in the summer months, you also have the opportunity to explore more of the park easily. From the far reaches of Hetch Hetchy and Wapama Falls to the Tioga campgrounds like Porcupine Flat, opening so you can explore the Yosemite wilderness in the summer. Tioga Road is home to some of the stunning park highlights, from popular stops like Lambert Dome and Olmsted Point to lesser visited areas like Siesta Lake or Hidden Lake. One of Yosemite's most famous lakes, Tenaya Lake, is the perfect place to enjoy a sunrise or a sunset kayaking out on the water with some fantastic views. Summer is also when you can safely hike sections of the John Muir and Pacific Crest trails here. Along with Tioga Road, Glacier Point Road reopens in the summer months. It's famous for its stunning Glacier Point views, a beautiful place to watch sunset, sunrise, and the starry night skies. Of course, this is a popular spot, so be ready to enjoy it with the crowds. But you can also hike Panorama Trail, 4 Mile Trail, or my personal favorite, the Pohono Trail, for other highlights including Sentinel Dome or the stunning Taft Point views looking out to El Capitan with jaw-dropping cliff edges overlooking Yosemite Valley below. One of my absolute favorite summer hiking spots has to be Roosevelt Point. Even on popular holidays like 4th of July, you can easily enjoy a quiet afternoon here all to yourself. And down in the valley, summer is when you can explore the Merced River by kayak, a must-do activity in my book, and one of the few places in Yosemite Valley you can escape the summer park crowds. As summer shifts to fall, the packed park crowds start to fade. And fall is a great time to visit the park. While Tioga Road and Glacier Point Road are still open, but not as packed with park guests. The fall foliage in Yosemite is stunning each year and well worth the trip, in my opinion. Enjoy the golden hues with a stroll along the Valley Loop Trail, or simply drive along the valley floor for incredible autumn golds and yellow colors. You might even get the occasional fall snowstorm here, a beautiful mix of snowleage, the fresh snow, and fall colors. But many of Yosemite's waterfalls will be dry by the time autumn rolls around, so if waterfall views are high on your must-see list, autumn is not the time to see them here. And once winter arrives, it's important to always carry chains in your vehicle, as snow can make them mandatory at any time on the park roads that remain open in the winter. While many of the park campgrounds outside of the valley close for winter, hotels inside of Yosemite Valley tend to have the most availability and also the most reasonable prices in the winter months. So it's the perfect time to consider staying at the Yosemite Valley Lodge or the historic Ahwahnee Hotel. Yosemite becomes a winter wonderland after major snowstorms, making a magical time to visit. The unique horsetail fall natural firefall phenomenon also happens between late January and early March each year. Now, even if you're not a fan of winter, it's hard not to be left in awe of this waterfall that seemingly lights up on fire. So whether you visit in the winter, spring, summer, or fall, this park holds a treasure trove of natural beauty waiting to be explored. But please remember all the leave no trace principles on your visit to keep Yosemite pristine for generations to come in every month of the year. Thank you so much for joining me today inside Yosemite National Park. And for more information, make sure to check out my full blog post at flyingdawnmarie.com. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I hope you find adventure and encouragement wherever you go. Bye.